Abdullah here. Welcome back to Time Motivation. Hello, King Abdullah here. Welcome back to Time Motivation. Today I attempt to answer one more question on the pilot training series, and that is specifically for international students. If you are abroad and you have your study permit, or you are in Canada with your study permit and you are allowed to work up to a maximum of 20 hours, what kind of jobs can I have? What kind of jobs should I do? Because the flight training environment is very demanding. And if you want to register progress and you want to work alongside, that may be challenging. So what is available out there? What kind of jobs can I do or are open to me that I can do, and it will not take away from my training? Because it's very important. If you're here and you said, well, I'm allowed to work 20 hours, let me just get any job that I can get, well, fine. Except that in flight training, you're paying $200 to $300 per hour of flight. You do not want to make sure, you do not want that to be second priority. And of course, I understand if you're here alone trying to do this, getting a job is one more thing you can do that can keep you busy or even fund some part of your training is totally acceptable. However, when selecting or when deciding to work, you want to make sure you pick a job that's not very demanding, that's not going to take first priority. That's very important. I mean, if you say, well, it's just 20 hours, and then yes, it's just 20 hours, and you're scheduled to work today, but guess what? The weather is good today. How do you work around that? These are things that become really challenging, because in a flight training environment, you make your own schedule. You look at the schedule, you look at the plane that's available, you book the plane, and you book the instructor. Now, having a job that just throws you left and right, they might schedule you on a day. Let's say, well, I have 20 hours and I work only Mondays and Tuesdays. And well, on Monday and Tuesday, it's beautiful weather. Wednesday and Thursday, which you are available to fly, the weather is not so great. Now, this is not an advantage. So you really want to make sure when it comes to the issue of, well, if you are allowed to work on your study permit up to a maximum of 20 hours, you really want to make sure that before taking any job to fill those 20 hours, you make some inquiries, what it involves. But like I said, flight training has to be first priority if you want it to be cheap. Of course, you can do your training really cheap and really fast, or you could do it really expensive and really slow. And the choice always is yours. But I don't think anyone in their right senses would want to do training expensive and longer. And that's where the kind of job you want to take becomes very, very important. Now, I'm not saying don't take any job, of course. If you're allowed to work on your study permit, yes, it will be very important that you get a job here and there to support yourself, because you'll want to buy some textbooks or sign up for some course or get more stationery or make sure you do a little bit more solo than required, which is all fine. I mean, I did it. Or let me tell you my story, in fact. What I did is, when I started, I had no idea. So I was here for 6 months and, well, I don't know. I know I'm allowed to work 20 hours, but what can I do with it? No one to advise me. And that's the reason, in fact, I'm making this video, so you know what to do, and most importantly, what not to do. Exactly, because any job that says, hey, you can come work for 12 hours or do a night shift and you have flight the following day, you're coming back very tired and beaten, now that's a very bad idea. Because the thing is, with your instructor, you're flying and you register this amount of progress. And you come to school very tired, and all of a sudden, you're not flying at this level no more. You have retracted. You've gone back a little bit. What happens? You're going to have to fix that before you move on. Now imagine a job is paying you $150 for 12 hours, at minimum wage, I mean. And you're paying here for an hour of flight up to $200. So the math just doesn't make sense. If you really have to work, make sure that you really schedule yourself. Make sure you plan yourself really well. Make sure everything surrounds flight training. Even if you want to take a job, tell the manager or the supervisor, hey, I will do this job. I'm happy to do it, but I have flight training. Can you guys accommodate me? It's very important. So when the weather is good and you want to fly, they can understand. Personally, I had to do security. Yep, I had to do security, and I said, I'm not looking for full-time jobs, just part-time job. Even one shift a week is okay. So when I wake up, I look at the weather, and the weather says, well, today is going to be really poor weather day. Low clouds, rain, and all that stuff happening. I don't know, there's no way I'm flying today. Then I quickly shoot my supervisor a message, hey, I'm available. I'm available for only 8-hour shifts, nothing like 12 hours. I don't want to be exhausted. I mean, it's leaving money on the table, and no one likes to do that. But you have to prioritize yourself. You have to look at what's more important to you, because this is about my career. This is just sustaining me here, meanwhile, which is good, but this is about my career. So it has to come first priority always. Good. So yes, the answer is yes. You can get a job if it is stated in your work, in your study permit that you're allowed to take a job. And then it's important as well to follow the conditions in your study permit. Because most of you ask, can I get a work permit later? Well, yes, in most cases, yes, you can get a work permit right after you're done your studies. But then the condition of that work permit is that you must have fulfilled the conditions in your study permit. And one of the conditions, as always, is if we allow you to work for 20 hours, please don't go beyond that. If we say do not work at a strip club, do not do that. Make sure you follow all those conditions, because once you do, then after that, they can give you the chance to get Canadian experience, which is a good thing. You're already here, you study, so you would need some experience to take back home with you. So yes, you can take a job, but make sure you don't take a job that is demanding first priority. As far as you're here, you want to be a pilot, be a private commercial pilot. If you're an international student and you're here, I think this is first priority in first place. Make sure you take a job that is going to allow you to give flight training first priority. And also, you can apply to your school. Whatever school you're training at, they need RAM staff, they need dispatch staff, or whatever capacity they have available. It's always good to work in your school if given the chance. And so many people say, I want a job, what can I do? Just apply, it's that simple. Make a follow-up call. Hey, I'm available, what's up? Do you guys have anything for me? If they don't, offer to work for free. There's always a way to get in. There is always a way to get in. Hey, okay, I know you guys don't have a job for me. Can I volunteer at least 8 hours a week? That's it. Because sometimes you just need a foot in the door. And then you have a chance to prove yourself. And given the chance, you can always tell the people who you are or what stuff you're made of. But again, yes, get that job, but make sure that they understand that flight training takes first priority. And when the weather is good, you won't hesitate to turn down any shift. The money isn't good enough. It's not even good at all. As far as flight training cost is concerned, yep, get that job, but make sure that it is second priority. As always, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share the video. I'll come back when I have an additional question. Yes, the next video will be on accommodation. You wait out for that. Next weekend, I'll come up with what kind of accommodations are available as far as Ontario is concerned, where I've been for the last 5 years. And yep, thank you.